really happy that Salams was able to help sponsor this project. It's something that's really near and dear to my heart as a woman who has been trying to find love in marriage and battling the types of isms that were discussed in the first series.
I started using dating apps such as Salams because especially during the pandemic, it's really hard to find someone to get married to.
We care about shifting our users' focus towards things like character when they're seeking marriage. Compatibility is super important, and sometimes you lose that judgment when you're looking at things like age, whether the person was divorced or not. And every 2 couples gets divorced in the developed world. And for us to be living in a society that rejects that and still frowns upon it, especially for women, because we know that women are more scrutinized for those things, it's quite disheartening. And so we want to bring awareness to these issues, tackle these problems, and really shift people's focus towards character.
I think the biggest thing is, like, it's not specific to people who are deaf or hard of hearing, because the Muslim community really needs to do better about disabilities. So many people see or hear that somebody has a disability and they instantly write them off without really figuring out how that person has either overcome or has learned to live with their disability.
I really do feel like if we really stuck to just like some basic ethical principles of like golden rules, like treat people the way that you'd want to be treated, like we would, I think, shift our ways of being.
In our society, I think particularly in the Muslim community, we're very used to grooming women to be wives. Your husband is going to love this if you know how to cook well, if you sit properly, if you pour the tea, if you're size 6. All of these things we groom the women, and very rarely, if ever, have I ever heard a mother say, well, your wife is really going to like this if.
I think that we need to teach, starting with even the next generation, teach them better values to hold in high regard when they're trying to find a spouse.
There's a few different categories that a person gets married to another person for, and all of that revolves around the degree of compatibility. Because of course the idea being, the more compatible you are with another person, the more you're able to align with them, communicate with them, and function with them.
And part of why, I wanted to connect with the work that you're doing is to be able to educate people that, that their ideals are actually creating more anxiety and worries and mental health issues in the community globally.
I'm also working on myself so that I can, as I said, attract what I want. I'm also going to like singles events out in the community.
You on your own are self-worthy in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't need someone else to complete you or to be with you for that self-worth to increase.
Instead of seeing singleness as an incomplete version of yourself, rather you look at it like, this is time that I've been allotted to continue to work on myself and to take care of myself before that time comes where I may not have access to do so freely.
Just from talking to multiple Muslim sisters, and also from what I've experienced, is to not give up. Have something in your mind that is gonna keep pushing you to just not give up. If you're looking into getting remarried, to me, I didn't want to give up on love. People told me to settle. Don't settle.
That you may not go through the traditional ways of parenting, but that doesn't make you, something that's outrageous or outlandish, but community-wise, that may be a different thing, so self-acceptance is a big one through that work.
I take that as a personal charge that my son will, inshallah, grow up to be a man that will love a woman completely and fully for who she is and according to what is beautiful and righteous by Allah.
So we are the only Muslim friendship tool out there. In addition to having Salams Love, we have Salams Connect that facilitates friendships. We created this tool for women to be able to tap into their community, to connect with people that also have the same challenges, potentially scrutinized for the same issues, being able to connect with someone who is Muslim and have the same values no matter where you are in the world. That's just something so special. Sponsoring projects like this working on our product, improving awareness and using our platform is all part of our own personal development as a company, and we hope to make a difference in that regard.
Showcasing how women behind these profiles, their real life women, are feeling when they are being overlooked. We want to make sure that this message comes across to change people's perspective when they are searching for marriage through this digital process. This stigma does not just exist virtually, however, it also exists offline. When people go to seek marriage from matching professionals, from Muslim marriage counsels, we talk to various individuals in the Muslim community, prominent figures who are in the marriage facilitation space, and they say they see these different stigmas as well.
We hope to tackle more of these issues and work to solve them within the products or within our platforms so that we can make the user experience a bit more digestible.
I think so often when people are looking to get married, they're focusing on the other person and the characteristics they are looking for in that person, and they forget that really the process needs to start with themselves first. So people need to start with self-reflection. We have an extensive section in the toolkit that focuses on how people can personally prepare, what needs to happen before you engage someone in the process. I think people first need to determine if they're ready for marriage, right? Like, what does readiness mean? Is it emotional readiness? Is it financial readiness? What kind of readiness are we talking about? And then also to identify who they are. I think for many people, it begins with the question of, who am I? What are my values? Where am I spending my time? What's important to me? And then to identify their expectations about marriage. Why do I want to get married? What is marriage going to offer me? And I think after doing that work, then people can be ready to ask themselves, what are the characteristics I'm looking for in a partner?
Overall, I hope that this project reaches people and gives them hope. I didn't want it to be something that's indicates that there's no hope, that there's no way out of the marriage crisis in the current society, when it's all about looks, it's all about outside perception. We as a community, as Muslims, need to remember what's important and need to hold steadfast to Islamic values and use those and in different stories from the time of our Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, to use those to guide us in finding love in marriage in the Islamic way. So let's go do what we have to do and have fun. Everybody knows who they're riding with? Yes. No.